Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Well, I think today's been a bit of a mess in terms of technical issues. Obviously, we're here in the UK. We've got a studio in Cologne. We've got a studio in Germany. We've got a studio in Dallas. Like, we got everything going on right now. But we're going to be jumping into the game, albeit a little late. It is mousesports versus NRG. Hopefully, there are some people still here, ready and waiting for the match. Yeah, this has just been a bit unfortunate today, but hopefully you've enjoyed the other games that you've been tuning into. At least it is very, smooth on the other streams, but there's a lot of communication needed in a lot of different time zones, etc. But we're going into this game a little bit late. I'm Hugo. Joining me again is Harry, and Harry, now we're on this eco, it's perfect time, and we can introduce ourselves and say hi, talk about the game. How are you feeling?
You know what? I'm feeling good. It's very early in the morning here in the UK, as it is for a lot of our other people, broadcasting right now around the world. But we're still cracking on, and the new method is when there's delays, you just start the game anyway, keep powering through, don't mess up the schedule. And that's why the scoreline right now, as we hop on in, is going to be mousesports up on 9, as it looks like they're only picking this round up. It's all on daps of the USP, and while I am confident in the might of North America, I feel like this is one that they are going to be losing. And yeah, mousesports, they're on 9. NRG, they've gone and got 3 so far. The first half already near an end. And if you didn't think things were already a little bit unfair for the NAC, and they are going to be kickstarting this half off, for those of you guys just joining in, 6 rounds down.
Indeed, good breakdown. Harry, what what's been going on in this game so far? No, I won't do that to you.
Well, basically, actually, I can sum it up. NRG have been getting ruined time and time again. Rops went on a tear a minute ago. It would have been fantastic for everyone to get to see, but they didn't. Okay. I got to see it though, and I thought it was fantastic.
Well, good for you, but we're going to be seeing some fantastic plays as well. Rushing to B is going to be what the Doctor orders as Little Man. He does defend it with his life, but Fugly's going to fall in the meantime. And look at that in the smoke, Little Man just on the other side, taking down Dennis, but the trade does come through from Lau. So a 3-on-3. mousesports, bomb going to be coming down, but look at Breeze's position. I don't think Oscar's going to expect it. Turns back around, but the timing, it may get the better of him here.
Oh, it's going to be easy for Breezy as he picks up that first frag up towards Apps. Now falls into Chris J and Lol within the site to try and hold this back. And actually, when you look at it, where is Chris J? He's jumping in through window, going to be coming in on the flank. Could be the linchpin, but he also could be the one who just threw this all away, as Lol going to be dispatched of in the site. Now Chris J charging on through, going to be heard by Peter, and he will be dropped on out. That is the defuse to come on through. And that is NRG to find themselves a 4th round under their belts.
Yep, good stuff. Actually going to get back into this game on the CT side, but they've still got a long road ahead of them. mousesports performing very dominantly, similarly to how Immortals were doing at least against Cloud9 on their T side of this same map earlier, the other map that we casted. And yeah, it seems to be going very well for mousesports. They've been actually performing really well recently in terms of the addition of Rops. It seems to be working out quite wonderfully. So nice to see how that continues. But as we do see in this round, they are going to be setting up early towards that ramp area with a couple of players, a bit of control through B apps and the bomb towards top mid. So lots of potential for splits here. They can back off towards A, they can bring the bomb through underpass, they can go for that connector play. And I'm expecting to see something on the side of A, as the bomb does rotate on round. Rops just charges out ramp, but gets decapitated by Daps, but Chris J's there to trade. And now mousesports, they're just going to run straight out onto this empty A site.
And as they charge on in, actually, Breeze can make things difficult as Chris J will go down. And now we see the remaining players with that bomb in tow, somewhat trapped over towards Tetris. You can see the angle trying to be cleared best they can by Oscar with the AWP. Dennis going to be hopping on over and over in mid, actually. Lol was making some noise, but Dennis to spot out the first. We'll be able to find Breezy now, turning into a 2-on-3. Pierre going to be missing that shot, and then Oscar, quick to capitalize, takes him out, leaving this now all on a Fugly 1v3. Trying to rotate in through jungle. Bomb is going to go down. Has to try and retake this site, and I mean, there's very little money floating around on the CT side. It does make more sense really for him just to fall back and save, but even then what they can afford into this next round is going to be, well, very little. Looks like he's just going to be floating around. They're looking to try and hang on for some exit frags here on these mousesports players as they look to try and leave, knowing that their economy isn't looking too great either. Wants to try and take something out of their hands if he can, but that doesn't look to be the case, and it looks like mousesports will be picking themselves up a 10th. NRG trailing behind only with 4.
Yeah, and again, if Ugly gets a single kill here, that stops the growth of mousesports' economy. The issue is, in this position, I would really argue he should be saving. I know they picked up the previous round, so mousesports have a low economy, but we're going into the final 1.5 now. There is no reason he should be chasing frags, no reason he should be playing for exits. Should be playing a whole lot safer, and, you know, giving them all 3 players alive into that next round, it would have been a better idea. Either way, we are going to be seeing the buy-up once again come from NRG. This time they have to force. It's the last round of the half, and mousesports, they've got everything they need to play with. Oscar back on that AWP. We still have the full rifles, and here a couple of pistols in NRG, a bit limited. As you can see, we are going to be seeing a bit of aggression from Breezy, looking for that kill towards the top of middle. He chases here. Smoke is down, but Dennis is just going to land the headshot, opens things up for mousesports. And already the man advantage. Not that they needed any help with it either.
And they're able to get control of mid. Rop's going to be just dispatching of Dabson towards the A-bomb site. In the blink of an eye, actually, this A-bomb site is going to be opened on up. As it does fall onto Fugly to try and hold things back. Peter going to be up in towards the window in mid. The smoke there is going to give him momentary respite from the Molotov as he looks to try and stay alive. It's Little Man to come in and help out. Do a boatload of damage over in mid as Fugly able to drop off Rops. Now pulling it back into a 2-on-2. Bomb going to be forced back through connector, but Dennis got Lol's back. Picks up that frag on a Peter, and now it all falls on a Fugly. 1 versus 2 in the retake. M4 in hand. Has the defuse kit to play around with. Bomb isn't down just yet, and he does spot out Dennis on the cross. Just going to go ahead and impale him, leaving it now in the 1v1. 40 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time for Lol, who takes the peak, and with a swift 1-tap to the face, will pick an 11th up for mousesports.
Yeah, nice delivery there again. A solid T-side, at least, to kick things off. But either way, I can't say you would expect too much from NRG so far. They haven't won a map yet this event. One of the teams that, again, you look at the NA Pro League, and there's some good teams there, obviously, but the level of competition changes so rapidly from the top level of Pro League, the likes of SK, to the bottom level of Pro League. So looking at a team of NRG, they're only just on the cusp of making it into the Pro League, Pro League finals. So they're really one of the teams, alongside Cloud9, for example, that have been having their struggles. But let's see if they can bring it back on the also important pistol round. They've got their T side. Smoke going to be going over A. We have a couple of players coming in through connector, and this is just a fake for the real deal. The real deal is inside of that B apartments. This is actually quite a good take. This could distract them, and they're actually wrapping in through the window room. This is really ingenious. I like it. Breezy's going to open things up. We still have that CT control from Dennis to defend him, so he goes down, and now mousesports completely given up on this one. They've rotated all their players towards A, and they're now going to finally have to come in back on that B side.
Oh, and Chris J caught out with the knife in hand. Just going to be dispatched of. Actually, no one goes down for an OG there, and Breezy going to pick things up with a monster 4K to go ahead and secure that pistol round. And as you said, a very, very nice strategy coming in there from NRG, and one that I don't really think I've seen before.
Yeah, it's an awesome split, because usually you have those connector players come inside of that A site, and instantly mousesports will pre-rotate players from B towards A, going, okay, they're going for a standard connector split with the ramp control, especially given that smoke that got thrown out at the beginning. But it was the complete opposite. They just had Breeze there causing that fake and getting that damage done. He goes big with a 4K. So yeah, really ingenious. I like to see stuff like that, and hopefully NRG will impress us on this T side. But let's see if they can close out these anti-ecos as they charge into A once again. It's Fugly to open up on Dennis, but Little Man gets traded in the process. Damage has been done here from the CT side. Already these T's seem to be fairly tagged up, and the HP spread thinly, but they are getting the job done, albeit a little close. Rop's actually going to take the head off for Fugly, and now what's happening here, it's a 1v1.
Yeah, and the Estonian wonder child, Rop's caught in the 1v1, does have the Deeg in hand, the train that never stops, trying to clutch this one out. There's a minute and 10 seconds left as he plays it up close on the site, and Dab's just going to flank on round, does catch him unaware, picks that round up by the skin of their teeth, and then managed to save the AK2, but it was looking scary. I mean, Rops is not the guy you want to be facing 1v1. It does mean NRG, they go ahead and close the gap that little bit more, but an interesting decision here made by mousesports. They know they got that one-on-one, so they're going to go for the force buy, try and catch NRG off guard, and try and keep that economy down. And well, I mean, it's risky, but they've got the buffer to play around with, and so it could pay off. Rop's going to be going up close over on ramp, does have himself a UMP, has players here to trade him out, and has Daps lying in wait. But look at this already, the fast push coming in from Peter up through connector. It's going to be spotted out. They know that he's there, and they want to try and capitalize on the back of this one frag, knowing where this lone NRG player is. But you can already see a player's rotated up through short in the form of Breezy to try and trade out if they do go for the peak. But for the time being, RG's got control of mid. It is going to be up for contestation, but no, luckily to find the first. The trade's going left and right. Oscar on the site, going to be wishing these players a swift good night, and that's Pierre to go down next. Breezy going to be chipped away as well over towards short, but he's doing the damage. Does get one, but then the trade comes in from Chris J, and now it's all on Lil Man. 1v2 does have the bomb, but he's all the way over in T-spawn.
You are the element of surprise though. Look at this, pushing back in through the ramp. No one has a clue here. Oscar's the only player in close proximity, but he moves back in through the B site, and Chris J just trying to retake it before the bomb's even gone down. It's the wrong side of the map. Obviously, it's still not over here for the CT side. They do have 2v1, and Little Man has no utility as well for this site. As soon as he gets a plant, he's got to take aim battles. He's got to get himself the first pick to turn it into a one-on-one, or he is going to struggle quite greatly. Moving on to the site he goes, just trying to clear out all the angles. Doesn't know the mousesports have double stacked B. And so he's going to be very, very confused when he finds out that most of this site is clear so far. But again, no one peeking for mousesports. I think they're finally going to realise this. They've wrapped back round towards the A site. He can't cross safely. He's taken too long to get to the site. Spots are first. There's Oscar going down, but Chris J will trade. And the round will be going to mousesports. A 12-6. They pick up that force buy. They do the damage in the the force buy in the second round. Put it down to one player, and as a result, they force up and get the job done. Great work there from the CT side.
Yeah, now the force buy has to come in from NRG. The only issue is if they lose this, they're going to have no money left and will be forced onto the eco in the next round. And that could very easily allow mousesports to arrive at a 14-6 scoreline before a buy even comes in from the North American team. And already damage going to be done over in mid. They're going to be walking into the slaughterhouse, and Breezy is going to be the one up for annihilation. Dennis coming on round to try and get his bit of the action. Will be dropped off as Dab's tagged down at 1 HP. Going to remain alive, still kicking, although just barely. He does look to fall on back. They want to try and pick up that weapon. You can see that they do have guns on everyone down here. It's actually going to be Fugly alone over towards Ramp, who still only resides on that CZ. Rob's playing up close with the UMP from that previous round, and well, now the players that were in lower tunnels looking to try and make their way out through familiar ground. There was an AK there, but Dab's just going to opt to stick with the UMP. Looking to try and make them up through connector. Oh,
that's important. PTR, he catches Chris J on the rotation. Now NRG are in a great spot because they've actually caught out that mid player. They can take connector easily. The pressure is all on Oscar here. He sits in the smoke, he pushes through, and he finds PTR as well. Second player's push, he doesn't realise, and Daps is going to get the better of him, but still, even so, this is looking good for NRG as they form their way into this A site. Lau now left alone, a 1v2 in his hands. Both players heavily tagged, and bomb is down for him to try and clutch this one out.
He's going to be pushing on in over towards the stairs, has plenty of HP, and that flash going to be perfect. Jam's going to fall, and lol, what are you doing, my man? He's going to go ahead and take both the frags. He's fantastic. And that is going to be mousesports now to pick themselves up a 13th. It just goes to show you, just need a little bit of Spanish in your life to go ahead and pick up all the wins necessary. A 13th round on the board for mousesports, and NRG, they've got to be kicking themselves. It looks like they're going to try force buying down once again what they can, but the buy isn't going to be too convincing.
Yeah, at this point it's just a battle of the forces, a battle of maintaining that economy. If you can start to build up that cash, maybe you can actually get yourself in a bit of a leading position, but we've seen so many eco wins and so many resets here. It's been very difficult for both teams in a sense. Obviously far easier so far for mousesports, judging by the scoreline, but still they've got a lot more to do. Rups is going to mow down the first two, trying to make their way out of ramp as they charge on in. PTR close to flash, allowing Rups to chase for more, and with only 6 bullets, he's going to land a kill onto PTR. Does get shot in the back eventually by Daps as he yields a Tech 9, but he can only find one before Dennis takes him down. And mousesports just rounds away from closing out this map and taking it 16-6.
Yeah, and this is where NRG's weird decisions to go for repeated forces have definitely come back to punish them. Now they're left in a situation once again where they've had players force buying down, and then some of them haven't, and now they've desperately tried to buy up so they're all on the same page. I mean, this is arguably the only round where it makes sense to be force buying up. 3 players over towards ramp. Degon Brezzi looking to try and open things up, but he will be forced on back as the smoke goes down. And they want to find anything early on here for NRG. Player up towards top mid in the form of PTR as well. It's going to be spotted on out sooner rather than later if they decide to go aggressive, as he holds things passively, waiting to see if anyone from mousesports does get eager. What's going to have Little Man over in B apps, just biding his time, waiting so they can rotate this bomb around, watching for any early aggression to come on through, but mousesports aren't going to give it up to them. Instead, they're going to opt to play things safe. Just not go, you know, walking aimlessly into the waiting arms of NRG. Instead, going to lie and wait and let them come to the CTs.
Yeah, it seems like they may be backing off out of this one. 2 players still committing, but the bomb's going to wrap here for Fugly, so he moves over through B. And Breze and Daps, they both have the utility to throw on that A site. They both have the ability to make that fake play. But mousesports don't seem to be too keen on the rotations, and not with Chris J as well. In this position, he's going to spot out the bomb. He goes down to PTR, but it does not matter. Information is power, as he now knows exactly where NRG are going to be hitting. You can see the rotation drawn in from Rops as he moves in through the city spawn, but actually thinks twice. He doubles back. It's too late. Lao's now alone. He has to do the damage, but Lil Man jumps up on the stairwell to get himself the kill as well. Now NRG have opened up the B site like a can of worms, but Oscar, he's still pulling frags off left and right. However, the bomb, again, finally, as Robson initially suspected, has gone back towards the A site. It seems too little too late for mousesports, but they can at least play for the retake with a man disadvantage.
Yeah, the real difference maker here is going to be Peter is in towards bottom mid, just waiting, and Oscar about to walk out his arms over in mid. Will be spotted out, actually doesn't find the frag. He's going to be tagged away. Now they know exactly where he is. Rob's coming on round to try and help out. Does find the frag. Now into a 2-on-2. Time's been ticking down for a while, but they could still try and go for this one. They don't have a kit, however. The time is going to be of the essence. There's one dropped on the site, but they have to find these frags quickly. They wasted a lot of time dealing with the player over in mid. And as the peek comes out from Fugly, no trade in sight. Oscar's able to pick things up, turns it into a one-on-one. Time going to be taken away from here. He baits out the defuse. Daps just waiting on the corner, playing this perfectly. Does take the peek, and he finds the frag. They do go ahead and cement a 7th round and save the AWP into the next. The money is still going to be there for the CT side, so they can afford to buy down, but it's not going to be too great. I think we're actually going to see Robs relegated down to a pistol in this, so not ideal, but we've seen them make it work with less.
Yeah, you can't count them out, especially not this scoreline being on the CT side and unarguably being the more experienced and skilled team in most factors. So this is going to be very difficult for NRG, but again, this is giving them another opportunity back into the map. They've got a chance to make this one work, but look at the aggression. They've already done this before, and Rops is going to do it again. Flashes in through the ramp, finds himself the kill onto Daps, and that's an AK grab, but he's not going to back off and sit happy with a man advantage. He's going to chase, and he's going to be hunting in through the T-spawn, but he's got to worry about PTR coming in from the back lines.
It's actually Lol to peek on out and find one. Was hoping to get a little bit more done, but he's going to be quickly silenced and snuffed out. Now back into a 3-on-3 within the site. Chris J going to fall. PTR's going to get caught out, and no, okay, how does he do that? Oscar must be kicking himself now. Now it falls on the Dennis, who's in the 1v3. Will at least be able to get this one. But he's so far away without a kit, looking like he is just going to opt to save the AWP. And now the NRG to go ahead and pick themselves up an 8th round now.
Again, we're just basically waiting until the point that mousesports just get that round. All they need is that 15 to secure themselves the OT, and at this point it's looking a long road to success for NRG. It's possible, yes, I don't want to count them out, but mousesports have had very shaky buys so far. We haven't really seen them on that full rifle buy, full utility, full kits, and an AWP. Once we do, I think NRG are going to be very worried at what they're up against. And fact of the matter is as well, these North Americans aren't really building a bank. Let's look at the rounds that they've won, 2 in a row now. They've only saved 1 and 2 players respectively. That's really bad. That's not going to allow you to build up the cash. This is going to be a free round where they can actually make some money. And you can see they're thinking wisely, at least with Daps going for the Mac 10. But even so, they are going to need a lifesaver to actually manage to go and get this done and bring this all the way back to a win. But it's still on the cards, but let's see at least if mousesports can do the inevitable and upset them on this ego.
Yeah, I mean, the one difference maker could be that Catalyst AWP on Oscar. He's a man we've seen do a boatload of damage in the past. Daps trying to open things up with the Mac 10 over towards ramp. Will be spotted out, and they're going to be able to capitalize on it. Chris J chiming in with one on the 5-7. Doesn't even get tagged on that peak. So they do grab the man advantage early on. Now Chris J is going to become the Mac daddy of mousesports, and already Oscar with that Catalyst AWP. As we said, he could be the one to step up in a big way. He is able to find one. Breezy trying to do all he can to refrag, but Oscar's not going to give him the satisfaction over in short. They're just chipping away at these guys now into a 2-on-2 as they do finally pick up both the short players, but LOL still over here. Over towards B, they haven't cleared the site properly, and they're going to get punished for that. P is going to be tagged down low, and he'll fall. Little man who got the bomb now finds himself in the 1v2, picks the first up, but he's got to try and deal with Rops now. 1v1, and Rops will get caught unaware. A 4K for Little man. The one who does go ahead and pull them through that round is NRG, pick themselves up a 9th. The buy, though, will be coming in from mousesports. And I mean, when you look at the damage they did in that round with so little, you can't help but feel like the second they get these rifles back out, they're going to do a world of good. And actually, they're going to make the decision to buy down and invest just under $2,000 and then go for a picture-perfect buy into the next round, playing things very safely. It's a decision we wouldn't see a lot of teams make, but to be honest with you, I think it's a fantastic one.
I mean, they got the rounds to play with, right? Instead of just, pussyfooting around and going for that kind of half buy where you have the rifles but you don't have the utility or kits or even the AWP, they're just going to fully save because they know that they're only going to give away up to 10 for NRG before they eventually commit to the full buy. And so, yeah, I agree. In this kind of stance, it's a really good buy to do, and obviously this is going to be once again another throwaway, or at least should be in theory, as Rizzy and Lil Man, they're going to be opening things up. Fugly will join in the party, and it's just seeming to be a clean round so far, unless we can see Oscar or Rops get the damage done. They have armor to support these pistols here, but aggression coming in from the back of Oscar. He needs to turn back around. Breezy's there. Damage is done. They've just got him cornered here. Daps eventually will drop him, and Rops exits to the most here. PTR will drop him, and now NRG. 10 rounds has been found, so a nice attempt at comeback. They brought it back pretty well so far, this T side, but here's the difference maker. If mousesports give away this round, if NRG get themselves to 11, that's when things get real.
Yeah, and this is a round that mousesports waited very, very long to invest in, so this is, yeah, as you said, it's a very important round for them. It's almost all or nothing, as they do invest all they can. And while Oscar's going to be watching mid early on the push about to come through from NRG as they stack loads of players up here, and Breezy's going to be tagged down low. Now there's 3 players peeking out towards mid, but he's going to open things up on a Chris J. There's no trade frag in sight. They've taken the early man advantage. Luckily enough, Rops and Dennis going to go toe to toe between them, and they pick themselves up 2 more in return. Little man able to find 1 out of Rops as he entries out through a ramp, and actually going to be completely unnoticed, just working his way out in towards A. Has the bomb, so we can get that down. The rotate's already coming through. Oscar going to be tagged down low, but the peaks comes out from Dennis. The refrag has to come in now from Peter, and he will get it. And now into a 2-on-2. Little man still fighting for his life out towards A. Now going to quickly find himself in a 1v1 as he turns the tide of battle, turns it all around, and now LOL to try and clutch this out. We've seen him land a couple of fantastic clutches so far in this matchup. And this one's going to be worth its weight in gold. The Molotov going to come out. Little man takes the peek, and LOL will pick the frag up. That's mousesports now to find themselves with a 15th round match point under their belts, and 1 round between them and a victory. Still plenty of money for NRG, means they can afford to buy. mousesports with not that much are going to be struggling and just kind of clutching at straws to get the buy together here, but as we said, Hugo, they are only 1 round away now.
Yeah, that was it. That was the attempt of NRG to really, make this comeback a possibility, and unfortunately for them, they bring it very, very close, but now it's going to be hard to justify an OT win if they even make it in the next 5 rounds. That being said, the weak buy here coming in from mousesports, or weaker, is going to be some avenue for a reset for NRG. 11 rounds of possibility, and then we're going to see the eco come again, maybe even double eco for mousesports, which could lead them up to 14, but we'll see if we get to that. Either way, a very important one. NRG been surprising me on this T side. CT side, what little we saw of it seemed lackluster, but their executes, their takes, and their calls have actually not been too bad in terms of how they've been performing, at least in terms of not being able to pick up a map so far this event. So looking at this, I'm excited to see how they progress. I like their pistol play, at least in the first round of this half, but obviously they've got a little bit more to work on in terms of their anti-ecos. Not seeming to be too clean, but either way, it's an important one. Need to find themselves 11, or mousesports will be closing out this map over on Mirage. It looks like they are going to be bringing the bomb back towards A to go for El Clasico, the smoke take over that A site, with only Rops on defense and Oscar close in proximity. This could be realistic here for NRG.
And they're now ready to push on through. 40 seconds left on the clock as they line up the smokes and flashes ready to go in, and Rops, he's going to be the first man to hold the line, but no, actually it's Oscar in through CT, picks up the first. There's no trade frag as the smokes and flashes now, and he's just raining on through, and actually he's still going. They're able to put a stop to him as the smokes miss. Oscar's going to be going huge, gets himself 3. Dennis now chiming in with 1 as he finally steps up to the plate. Rops will go down, but Dennis to finish it off, and it's mousesports to pick that last round up in a tremendous fashion. Oscar, the king of CT, locks things down out towards A and carries mousesports across the finish line, looking suave as he does it.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that should be the last map we've got for you tonight. I'm going to have to verify, because obviously tiebreakers are going to be a thing, but we're going to be going off now, at least for the time being, and if there are tiebreaker matches that we need to cover depending on the other matches, we will be back for then. So hopefully see you soon, but if not, thank you for tuning in, guys, and have a great night.